Excuse me, an apology.
Let's call some speakers here, and we will take public comment until 3:15 today.
How generous.
We'll call David Kashian, Laura Matter, Laura Garcia,
I will if I have to, if they don't call me.
Vic Gonzalez, Rocio, Brittany Rivas. If any of you are here, if you could make your way to the side, and then the sergeant will help guide you to the podium.
She's going to.
Oh, and
Get
I'll
ready,
LA.
get-
I'll call you as well.
Oh,
Welcome.
thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Go ahead. Your name and the items you're
Oh,
speaking
yes,
on.
called me.
Ask the next speaker. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rahman.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm still holding on to the apology, but you know what? You called me up quick, so
Well, now I'm trying.
I know, I appreciate that. Bob's going to hear from it, though, during public comment. Sorry, but you're off the hook right now.
What items are you speaking on before you get into it?
1 and 2, please.
Okay, you have 2 minutes. Go
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so when it comes to the housing thing, we definitely do have to help protect the renters from, especially those who went through the fire. But I am also concerned, I just want to make sure that it's not at the expense of other people who need help, like these people on L. Ron Hubbard Way who Scientology purchased their building, and it's a low rent building and a secure rent building, and they are being evicted because they're not Scientologists. So I'm hoping that, although yes, we have to help the fire victims, and we should, but if there's anything left over to help victims like that who are being forced out of their housing just because they're not Scientologists, and just different abuses. Same with the other one where, there's that loophole where, if you want to get rid of people, oh, well, we're renovating right now, and they put up like one cabinet, and, that's renovating, so we have to kick everybody out. So there's a lot of shenanigans that go on in housing, and I also, understand that people who are landlords, it has to go both ways. It can't be like if there's bad faith and whatever, it's not fair to a landowner either. There just has to be fairness. But during a crisis, like somebody who's displaced by fire, lost her job because of a fire, there should be a little bit of a memorial, a time to let them catch up. But also, like I said, on L. Ron Hubbard Way, nobody should be evicted from their apartment just because they're not Scientologists. That's so unfair. So I'm asking you to not forget that either. I think I could go straight to roasting Bob now. Sorry, but yesterday was so outrageous. And it's the fact that you're afraid of protesters. I think you must be an OT level 8 Scientologist, because they're afraid of protesters too. They're terrified of just protesters, just people who are giving an honest protest. Okay, and so I'm roasting you for it because, that was just ridiculous to cancel all the meetings and everything had to be put to another time or whatever because, you're scared of some protesters. And Kirby's mom is joining in to say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the fast food kitchen. Okay, because that was not cool. And I'm gonna give it to you because that's what I'm gonna hold you to it. Mr. Nazarian, he's leaving, but he's new, he gets breaks, but I'm still hoping that one of y'all will sponsor the LAMC that I want, and that's because there's a loophole. We're talking about loopholes when it comes to event permits, that there's no limitations. I am off topic, I get it, but I'll get myself right on topic as I'm done. Do better, Bob. Thank you.
Go ahead. Your name and the item you're speaking on.
All right, and it's good, begin.
Actually, start this time. 2 minutes or 1 minute. Go ahead.
That's public comment.
Pure discussion advised.
Today, we look at the opening of the remodeling of the residential property. This is very important. This is when cocksuckers that own property want to get rid of it, raise the land. So they pay off the council member, they donate to the office holder account, and they donate to the candidate's re-election fund. Right, Mr. Nazarian? That's how you got here, right? So I say, fuck number one. Why are we allowing this bullshit? And of course, Nikki Ramanulu, known as wants to try to make some bullshit from June 2025. Then Mr. Nazarian will go, well, why do you want to go to December 2025? And why do you want to go to October 2026? And why do you want to go to October 2027? So it never ends. Now we have the second thing, this bullshit called the House LA Fund, Emergency Rental Assistance. They're going to pay your rent. You cocksuckers are going to pay people to live? You're going to pay my rent. You're not going to pay anybody's rent. You don't have any money there. You just borrowed with Tracy Park, known as the $80 million loan for all of the asset liability. Again, a fallacy of Bert Blumenblatt. Nothing new. And now this is the general government. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many schemes, no matter how many times you erase your emails through Google Chats, no matter how many times you try, I'll be here. I will find a way to be called. I will sign up as a Persian. I will sign up as Japanese. I will sign up as Jewish, whatever it takes. I will be here for you. I will be here for you the day when the next 5,000 members are dragged out of here as federal arrest warrants and charges. Because you burnt down the entire Pacific Palisades, maliciously, willingly, and deliberately. Because you cocksuckers don't listen to people. So, I'll be there. I'll be there when you get arrested. I'll be here to report.
Thank you so much. Your time is up, Speaker. And everyone who's new to this chamber, I apologize. We have to hear this kind of racist and misogynist language every single day because I don't know. All right, let's move on to item 1.
Your next speaker is Thomas LA.
All right. Just so I'm clear, the 3 that includes my, right, because over there they do 2 minutes, and then, so this includes my, yeah, okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, that works. Can you hear me? Okay, I'd like to speak on basically everything. I don't know the numbers, but, you know. Thank you. The first one is on the dispute resolution. I'm going to say we do need dispute resolution, but I've been coming here with my dispute since June, and there's no resolution. So can you please add me as a client to that so I can get my resolution for my dispute with the city? I'd appreciate it. I see Mr. McCosker's name all over this agenda, and I appreciate your hard work, sir. You're showing me that you're working hard for the people. But remember, I'm asking you to put limits on how many times any organization or anyone can shut down a street. It shouldn't be 52 weekends a year. That's just unfair. And so I would love Mr. Hugo to put that in there, but I think that's fair, right? Let's limit it to once a month. That's more than fair. 12, that's even too much, but I try to be reasonable. See, alternative dispute resolution, right? You try to make it a win-win. As far as all the donations to LAPD, I'm all for it because, you know, it helps with the budget if outside, you know, if like the police, whatever it is, league, I can't even think of it, wants to give money or give items, I'm all for it. The only thing I'm against, and which I wish you would hold up every gift, is that league does not have to show who donates the money to them or donates the items to them. So we have no idea. Just give an example. The Church of Scientology could donate that vehicle and give it to the league, who then in turn gives it to LAPD. And no one knows any better because they're not forced to tell us. And I confronted the former chief, Choi, about that. And he says, well, that's not a bribery, or it could be a bribery. And I'm like, of course it can. Because you don't think that if somebody gave you a vehicle that they can't say, hey, remember that vehicle? Well, guess who gave it? That was me. Okay, and so it's not even just the the cult of Scientology. Anyone could do that. And it's not fair. There's no transparency who's giving this stuff. I want to know who is giving our police department. It's a very expensive stuff. There's a lot of money that goes through this league. Why are we not, because there's a legal loophole that they don't have to divulge who gives them stuff. You guys can say, no, we want to know who's giving it, or else we're not going to allow it. I'm sure LAPD, the league will quickly let us know who's giving it if LAPD would not receive this stuff until you gave it to them. Okay, public comment, I'm running out of time. Basically, I'm going to go right back to because it is a public safety issue. If you can get these street closures week after week, that puts burdens on all the surrounding streets. That adds more problems of possible accidents or anything to surrounding streets. It's not fair. And it also creates problems for emergency vehicles to get through because there's always a closure and a blockage. So please do that. Please fix that loophole. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Mike Owen.
Good morning.
Hey, guys. Is anyone still with me?
Everything and every general.
3 minutes, go ahead.
Start with item number 6.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
about the redaction software. I'm not really sure our dynamic of committee member. We remember that last year, or not last year, maybe 2 years ago, LAPD has a data breach, and all of the undercover LAPD officer, all of the special secret assignment LAPD officer, all of their information, their picture was released to the member of the public, and then several LAPD officers, they actually have a bounty on their head. So I just want to make sure if our committee member has a senior moment or something, I still remember that loud and clear. But right now, the public, for example, they are searching for Sergeant Duarte's, what nightclub does he go to? What's the shoe size he wears? What's his favorite shopping mall? And what's his home address? We can protest outside his home. That's absolutely not acceptable. Now, let's talk about firefighter, about the staffing level. I think it's about number 10. About the firefighter staffing level, I remember that on January 7, I remember several days before January 7, that there were numerous severe weather warning alert went to the city of Los Angeles. So I don't know what Chief Crowley was doing on that day, but any firefighter, any fire chief with common sense regarding the staffing level is, when you have that warning, you have to make sure in the morning of January 7th, you have all of your fire truck ready. On the 6 p.m. of that evening, you have to make sure you have all of your full staff, 100% firefighter patrolling in the area. Instead of PDLA are sending firefighter on the evening of January 2nd, they only have fire truck idling waiting for services. The other 100 of fire truck, we don't know where they are. And then let me continue on this item. Why we don't have some common sense? When you receive some warning about catastrophic disaster are coming, why can't you have some common sense that activate a citywide tactical alert? Let's just have some mandatory overtime, and then let's get over there, right? If we are having, let's just use the random number, if we are having 50 fire trucks, patrolling in the Pacific Palisades area on the January 7th, which is everybody are knowing several days in advance, the weather is going to be bad, the weather is going to be disaster. No, if we have a 50 fire truck, 100 fire truck ready on that night, I'm pretty sure the disaster will be much, much less scale. We still going to have disaster, but it won't be as bad as we're dealing right now. I have no idea where's our common sense for the fire chief.
Thank you. E. Queen, Safety Chief.
That
3 minutes, go ahead.
Let me see, number 7, what's the donation of $61,000 car to the Department of Information Technology? Who's buying it? And what are they going to get for it? Money for nothing ain't nothing. I got that from Hugo Stalin. That's right. So, looks like a bribery in kind, in my opinion. Now we get risk management software. Imagine the police commission being donated litigation software for almost $48,000 because their asses are getting sued so much. Now, this was a job of Timothy McGosker, known as Buckingham. Now, he likes this kind of thing. So, what are they getting in exchange for this $48,000 gift? How are they getting this gift? And then the Topeka Division media equipment. What the hell is this media equipment and what's it going to be used for? Yeah, well, later on, all of these gifts, they're going to be cashed in when they get their next contract extension. And people like Stalin, people like, well, he can make a felon by then, probably would be here. Good to be a prostitute with the people. And they're going to cash in on these little trinkets for billions of dollars of pension benefits, revolving corruption. And then, of course, we get to the fire department. Where's the motherfucking cars and trucks in the boneyard? How come they haven't been fixed yet? All you gotta do is bring in mechanics and fix them and put our asses back out in the street. How come you're not doing that, Bob? How come you're not doing it? And where is that sleazy, sneaky little lizard Tracy Park? Now, where has she been? She's been gone for 2 days now. Let's see if I can find her. Hey, lizard. See if she's slithering under there in that chair. She's running around. I'm building back Pacific Palisades. No, the mayor's building back Pacific Palisades. No, then they got Tracy Lindsay Horvath. So you got this three of these motherfuckers. See, they all want to build back something that's destroyed. But you see, what do we have in the end? We got John Lee. Still hasn't been indicted. Only facing $60,000 of ethics violation. Come on, Tim. You can advise him as an attorney. He should just pay the $60,000, apologize, and everybody will be happy. But he's defiant, like Donald Trump is defiant. But the difference is Donald Trump is smarter than Snap will be ever be.
Thank you. Next speaker, Kevin De Leon.